Imagine waking up every single morning with exactly $86,400 deposited into your bank account. There is only one catch. At the end of the night, any amount you didn't spend disappears.
It doesn't roll over. You can't save it. It's just gone. What would you do? You would spend every single cent, wouldn't you? You wouldn't let a single dollar go to waste.
Well, every single day, you are given exactly 86,400 seconds. And most of us throw thousands of them away, scrolling through mind-numbing videos, lying in bed staring at the ceiling, or telling ourselves, "I'll start tomorrow." We treat time like an infinite river, but it is actually a countdown. You can go bankrupt and make your money back. You can lose a career and build a better one. But you cannot buy back the last 10 seconds that just passed. They are gone forever. Before we look at the powerful experiment a father used to break his son out of this dangerous illusion, I want to ask you a serious question. Drop a yes in the comments right now if you are ready to stop trading your future for temporary comfort. Let's see who is actually paying attention today. In a quiet town bordered by wide green fields and dusty roads lived a craftsman named Kian. Kian was a man who respected reality. He rose before the birds, ran a modest local shop, and returned home when the sun dipped below the horizon, tired but fulfilled. But his young son, Zane, was completely different. Zane didn't have a cruel bone in his body. He just had a lazy soul. He woke up when the afternoon heat was already setting in. He spent his days drifting through narrow dirt lanes with his friends, sitting on plastic chairs at tea stalls, laughing, joking, and watching the rest of the world work. Whenever Kian tried to talk to him about his future, Zane would shrug his shoulders and say, "Relax, Dad. There is still plenty of time." Kian tried lecturing him. He tried warning him. Eventually, he did what wise teachers do. He went completely silent. He understood a painful rule of human nature. Advice only enters the ears, but true wisdom can only take root when the heart is ready to listen. Kian wasn't terrified of Zane being poor. He was terrified that Zane didn't understand the invisible theft happening to him every day. One evening, as the last golden rays of light hit the worn brick walls of their home, Kian walked to an old wooden cabinet. From a dark corner, he carefully pulled out a heavy pocket watch wrapped in a soft velvet cloth. It was a simple timepiece, but its hands moved with absolute, unyielding discipline. Tick, tick, tick. The next morning, Kian placed the cold metal watch into Zane's hand. "Take this to the central market," Kian said quietly. "Show it to the shopkeepers. Ask them what price they will give you for it. Go to several people. Listen carefully to what they offer, but do not sell it. Bring it back and tell me what they say." Zane rubbed the sleep from his eyes. It seemed like a pointless chore, but it was better than listening to another speech.
He walked into the roaring chaos of the market. Buses rattled past, kicking up dust. Vendors shouted out the daily prices of their vegetables. Zane walked up to a cloth merchant and pulled out the watch. The merchant glanced at it carelessly and said, 500 rupees. It's old and scratched. Further down the lane, a grocery seller examined the casing. Maybe 800 rupees. It looks sturdy enough. Near the end of the road, a man selling steel pots shrugged. I'll give you 1,000 rupees for the raw metal. By afternoon, Zane walked back through his front door and tossed the watch onto the table. Everyone said something different, Dad. One said 500, another said 800. The highest was 1,000. It depends entirely on who you ask. Kian picked up the watch, wrapped it back in the cloth, and handed it straight back to his son. Tomorrow, you will take the exact same walk, Kian said, his voice dropping to a serious tone. But you will not ask them for the price of the watch. You will look them in the eye and ask them for the price of the time inside it. Zane blinked, completely confused. The price of the time inside it? What does that even mean? Just go, Kian replied calmly. Ask the question and return. The next day, Zane stood before the busy cloth merchant. He cleared his throat and asked, Sir, what is the price of the time inside this watch? The merchant stopped counting his money and burst into a loud laugh. The price of time? What kind of nonsense riddle is this? Zane felt a hot blush of embarrassment rush to his cheeks. He walked to the grocery seller, but the response was even harsher. The man waved him away angrily, saying, Go home, kid. Stop wasting people's busy mornings with stupid questions. For the first time in his life, Zane felt a sharp sting of shame. He was walking through the exact same streets where he usually loitered away his hours. Everywhere he went, the answer was the same. Mocking laughter, irritated stares, or complete dismissal. He was completely defeated and ready to go home, but just before he turned back, his eyes caught a tiny, weathered shop tucked into the darkest corner of the market square. It was a clock repair shop. Inside, hundreds of old timepieces hung on the walls, their gears moving together in a soft, mesmerizing rhythm. Behind the counter sat an old man with silver hair and incredibly calm, deep eyes, carefully fixing a delicate gear with steady hands. Zane stepped inside, the tiny bells on the door ringing softly. He showed the watch and asked his question one last time. The old watchmaker stopped his work. He slowly lowered his tools, looked at Zane's exhausted, embarrassed face, and didn't laugh. The watch can have a price, the old man said softly, but the time moving inside it cannot be bought. Tell me, if a wealthy merchant's shop burns to the ground, can he rebuild it? If a farmer loses his harvest to a bad season, can he grow it again next year? But if one single hour of your youth passes by, can any billionaire on earth buy it back for you? Zane stood completely still, his heart pounding. No, he whispered. Time is the ultimate paradox, the old watchmaker said softly. "It costs absolutely nothing to receive, yet it is completely priceless to own. It never checks if you are ready. It simply keeps moving, and you alone decide how to use it." The difference between a master and a dreamer is not talent, luck, or background. It is simply how they choose to guard the 24 hours they are given every morning. Zane didn't walk back to his friends at the tea stalls that day. He walked straight home, his eyes wide with a sharp, burning clarity his father had never seen before. He recounted the watchmaker's words syllable for syllable, and Kian simply placed a reassuring hand on his son's shoulder. The experience had done what 1,000 lectures never could. From that day on, Zane transformed. He started rising early and took pride in learning his father's trade. He stopped treating his hours like trash and began treating them like diamonds. He realized that a disciplined life doesn't rob you of freedom. It gives you your dignity back. Now, let's take a look at your life. How many hours did you give away this week to distractions that brought nothing to your growth? How many times have you said, "I'll do it later," while another day quietly bled out in the dark? Lost time doesn't scream at you. It doesn't give you a loud warning. It leaves silently, like water slipping through a cracked jar. Real change doesn't mean you have to be perfect by tomorrow morning. It simply means respecting the very next hour standing in front of you. Turn off the distraction. Take the first step on that project. Have that important conversation. Every block of time you invest today is constructing the person you will become tomorrow. Let's be honest with ourselves today. What is the number one distraction you are going to cut out starting right now? Write it in the comments below and let it become a promise to your future. If this story shook you awake, hit that like button, share it with someone drifting through life, and subscribe to keep sharpening your perspective. Respect your hours, protect your focus, and remember, your time isn't just a resource. Your time is your life. Spend it with pride.